Hello, lovely people. Just me coming to you through the lens of my brand spanking new webcam. I am really excited. I was Skyping with someone a while back, and the webcam in my computer, like the one that comes with the computer, was kind of messed up and decided to die. So I bought myself a new webcam. It is a Logitech webcam, and got it off Amazon. I'll provide a link below. It's a really good webcam so far. It is highly rated, so if you were looking for a webcam, I would encourage you to go check that out. Anyway, so this is the 12th episode of The Mundane Life of a Gay, and it is consequently Christmas Eve. Normally, at least from what I recall, I don't do many videos around Christmas because usually I'm a bit busy around Christmas. Um, but I decided to do one tonight because, well, why not? Um, in my last video, you probably noted that the holiday season isn't always my favorite time of year, especially these holidays, because, I don't know, I get holiday-related depression. And in general, I get kind of annoyed over anything Christmas related. I am not feeling that as badly this year, so I'm grateful for that. Um, so yay, that's always a good thing, right? Um, my roomies and I already exchanged our presents. I already got my parents their presents. I got my presents, presents everywhere. But honestly, I guess as I've gotten older, we've just gotten each other presents over the course of the entire year, not simply limiting it to the time break before Christmas, right? So, that's why, like, surprises don't really phase me anymore. Like, if a person wants to surprise me, great. If not, I'm just like, just get me a present. I mean, I even tell people they don't even have to get me a present, so it really depends on the situation. Um, Hello, Jalera. Hi. I am using the webcam's microphone, actually. Um, I hope that the sound sounds okay. If it does not, please tell me. I've been trying to get this hooked up to my music recording microphone because it's higher quality. So we'll see if I can get that figured out. I tried fiddling with it before the live stream, but it did not do much. So I'm just going with the microphone on the webcam at the moment. So hopefully it is doing what it's supposed to do. But yes, if you are watching and you want to leave a comment in the chat box, I can read those, so feel free to do that. If not, just feel free to sit back and listen. And I think I've said feel free probably like 5 times by now, so whatever. Anyway, so I guess, well, the direction that I wanted to go in with this video, I mean, I don't want to just talk about the holidays, even though I do hope that you all are having happy holidays, of course, but I, of course, wanted to talk a little bit about what I plan to do on YouTube. And since this is kind of the end of the year, I try to do some sort of reflective video of sorts. There will be like an official reflection video, but this video is going to kind of outline what I have in store for next year. Um, Next year, I'm going to continue, of course, this series, The Mundane Life of a Gay. My series titled Confessions Over Coffee, that's going to keep going. I'm really excited about that. Basically, both of these series are just opportunities for me to talk about certain aspects of my life and kind of just think about how they've changed me as a person, where I see myself going, things like that. I feel like we all need moments in life where we do that kind of reflection, right? But I like desperately need coffee today. It's been kind of a cloudy day. Oh my god, my roomie is in the chat room. Hi Lace, I love you. It sounds fun. I'm looking for a webcam and such for my arts videos. Okay, so then Frigilera, I would definitely recommend using this webcam because I've read nothing but amazing reviews on it. So I think there is potential for it to be awesome if you use it for your art. So um, by the way, if you have not yet, check out my friend Jalera's channel. It's titled Buttons and Rubbish, I believe. I can provide the link in the comment section below. So we all got to support each other, you know? We all got to point each other and toward our points of creativity. So, and of course, I always appreciate when people give me shout outs too. Um, so, oh my God, I lost my train of thought. Oh, so I had a person on YouTube the other day leave a comment asking about my love life. It's fairly uneventful. As you probably are aware, I am single as of about over a month ago, and I'm pretty happy about it. Um, I plan on doing or talking about this more in my upcoming series. There's another series I'm planning on doing next year titled Gay Relationship Struggles, and I'll probably end up starting it in about a week or so. But um, I really want to reflect on how relationships have changed for me over the past 10 years, because when obviously a person first comes out, when they are what I call a gayby, um, they have a different idea of what relationships are versus myself now, who is just a few days away from turning 29. Like, obviously, I have a drastically different impression of what relationships are, and I really want to explore that in this upcoming series. Um, but I'm hoping that will be interesting and that will be exciting. So, oh, by the way, so you guys probably know by now, since I am organizing my life into these various series, that I really, really, really love playlists. Like, playlists are my thing. I love them. And I decided to go through and organize a lot of my videos into different playlists. I'm trying to open it right now so I can look at which ones um, I did. Um, because over the past year, I've had a lot of videos discussing various subjects, and some of the subjects have the tendency to overlap or continue on after prior videos. Okay, so I decided to do a few separate playlists. One playlist I have entirely dedicated to mourning and celebrating Chester Bennington, who, as you probably are aware, his passing has affected my life this entire year. I have a playlist of several videos where we're discussing Chester's life and his passing. I also put together a playlist titled Conversations About Toxic Masculinity from the Gay Point of View, and that playlist has about 21 videos. I am really loving this playlist because a huge subject that I often touch on would be toxic masculinity, because it has affected my life profoundly, and it still continues to affect me. And I think in order to draw attention to its negative effects, we have to have a conversation about it first, right, to acknowledge its existence. So that playlist is there. Additionally, I have a playlist discussing sexual assault. It's only about 3 videos. I have a playlist talking about my reaction to Star Trek Discovery and its various episodes, since since it has included its first LGBTQ couple ever as regulars in the Star Trek universe, so that was a pretty big deal for me. And since I'm kind of a, Trekkie, um, I figured I would include those videos. Okay, let's. So I kind of got scolded the other day because I am on a few different Star Trek fan groups, and I was told that Trekkie is a derogatory word. I personally do not think that Trekkie is a bad word. Of course, being a Star Trek fan has taken on a lot of negative connotations over the past, what, 40 years. And honestly, I like to own the title because I'm proud to be a Star Trek fan. And my goal in life is to be like the person who always tells everybody, "Oh, hey, you should give Star Trek a try. It's actually not that bad." So, but most people have these preconceived notions about what Star Trek is. That's why they are kind of discouraged from watching it. Man, I am like all over the place today, aren't I, with my topics of conversation. You know what? Oh well, though, that kind of makes things fun, right? Um, but but yeah. Um, I'm coming out of I was really depressed for about a week or so, a couple weeks ago. Mostly because it was last week, I think. So it was the last week of school. Things were kind of crazy, and I was just, I don't know, um, upset, I suppose. I had been going through some situations where I had people like, and I mean like men interested in me, and it didn't really work out. And I kind of just got down on myself. And ugh, man, it's always a fun conversation. I don't want to talk too much about it because I plan on doing that in another video series, so bear with me. But um, I really think relationships in the gay context, or in general the LGBTQ context, are very underdiscussed. Like, I feel like a lot of people assume that, oh, well, they're no different than straight relationships. Like, why even talk about it? Because people who talk about relationships, that applies to gay relationships too. You know, truthfully, there are some aspects of LGBTQ relationships and straight relationships that are very similar. However, due to stereotypes, due to community sizes, and due to, let's say, certain psychological nuances, that's the best way I can put it, a lot of gay relationships function drastically different from heterosexual relationships. For example, I will tell you, not every gay relationship is as process oriented as a heterosexual relationship. And what I mean by process oriented, I mean like, oh, there's usually this designated time for the first kiss. There's a designated time for, you know, holding hands and flirting and for gay relationships, sometimes that happens, but a lot of the time that doesn't happen. And I don't think that's necessarily a good or a bad thing. It just simply is. But I do think it needs to be talked about because when I think about my gay self 10 years ago, back when I was like 18 and first coming out, I think of how I looked at straight relationships. I was always like, okay, I need to find relationships like this. I need to aspire to the relationships my straight friends seem to find. And I always was left upset. I was always left let down because I did not believe that, I was finding the right thing. I believe, honestly, I believed I wasn't good enough, and that's why I wasn't finding the right thing. Obviously, 10 years later, I do not really get down on myself in that way. I'm not like, oh, well, I'm not good enough. Like, I'm not, like, I know I'm good enough. I know what I'm worth. I know I'm pretty freaking awesome. And it's taken many years to get to that mentality, but there are so many young LGBTQ people out there who have not reached that. And my goal in doing at least the video series Gay Relationship Struggles, or Struggles in Gay, did I title it Gay Relationship Struggles or Struggles in Gay Relationships? One of the two titles. My goal in doing that series is to help connect with LGBTQ people who may feel as though they don't know what they're doing when it comes to relationships. And honestly, we kind of weave our way through relationships based on different examples that we see, right? So, I mean, I'm hoping that maybe I can serve as some sort of example and be helpful and maybe provide some encouragement because I feel like My 18-year-old self really would have wanted that. Honestly, when I first came out, gay relationships were perceived as nothing but sexual things, you know. I was objectified, sexualized. I felt like I didn't have much more worth. My worth was based solely on my capabilities as a sexual individual. And that really depressed me a lot because I'm very much romantic. I want intimacy. I want to be loved. I want to make somebody happy, you know? And I never really felt that back then. I know that it's out there because I've experienced it since then, but there are many gay people who, and I'm not just talking about younger gay people either, because I know a lot of gay people who are older than me who have not experienced this either, and they feel completely downtrodden and sad and depressed about not finding what they think the right idea is of a relationship. Does that make sense? I hope I'm making sense. If I'm not, say so. Okay. Oh, coffee. But, and you know, thinking about that series, I'm consistently kind of examining what I do here on YouTube and why I choose to do it. Because obviously, you know, I'm not here on YouTube to make money because, well, I mean, I don't have a super duper huge following. I appreciate the following that I do have, and I honestly kind of prefer my following to be um, kind of family-esque, you know. But my goal here is to create conversations and to um, talk about things that people are not, you know, always confident about discussing. And honestly, I feel like the world would be so much easier if we just did. If we kind of put that awkwardness aside and was like, you know, okay, let's talk about bullying. Let's talk about depression. Let's talk about sexual assault. Let's talk about masculinity versus femininity, things like that. Um, and yeah, and I certainly do not think enough men talk about these types of things because um, men usually are, is even though they will not admit this, they are usually afraid of people perceiving them as being weak for talking about such things. And well, honestly, I don't have that fear because frankly, I don't give a fuck. So I'm just gonna be honest. I'm just gonna talk about what I want to talk about. So, but yeah, but yeah, I'm excited. And even though YouTube has its points of irritation, for example, like it won't monetize certain videos because they think it's non-advertiser friendly, especially ones that talk about LGBTQ related things. Even though those types of irritations exist, I love doing this so much. And it makes me, I mean, I don't know, it gives me kind of, it's almost like a meditative experience, I guess. Just being able to talk to a camera, you know, and interact with you guys. So, um, but yeah, some other ideas of things that I'm going to be doing the next year. Um, Brenda, Brenda Bates and I are talking about reviving our Universal Journeys show, which you may remember. I was doing this show with her on a YouTube channel called Universal Journeys. So we're going to probably be reviving that because Brenda and I are feeling an itch to be informative and insightful in some way. So yay for that. Um, what else? There's a couple LGBTQ YouTubers that I plan on collaborating with next year as well. We've been really trying to get our collaboration off the ground, but it's been really busy with all of our different schedules. So hopefully we'll get that figured out. But ultimately, I'd say there's some pretty awesome things happening. And I am totes excited. Yeah. Savage Harmony, hello. Um, oh my God, I was gonna say something, but I forgot. Man, I am like all sorts of flaky today, aren't I? Oh well, happens to the best of us, right? Um, So yeah, the next video that I'm going to be doing will like I I always have like 10 ideas going on in my mind. So it'll either be another episode of Confessions Over Coffee, or it will be my first episode of Gay Relationship Struggles. One of the two. And I'm getting used to bringing my camera with me places and just recording random videos. So, I mean, it may be something entirely different. I guess I like to make things mysterious that way. So, I hope you just bear with me. All right. Anyway, thank you guys for always tuning in and watching. I really appreciate it. Thank you for encouraging me. Thank you for always being there. If you get a chance, and it would be super duper helpful, feel free to share my videos, comment on them, like them, subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet, because all of those things help support me in my endeavor to create greater awareness about these various subjects that I've been discussing. So thank you for everything. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your holidays. I hope that if you are doing gifts, that you have lots of gifts. If not, I hope you get a chance to at least spend time with family or spend some time feeling wholesome, which I feel like that's what Christmas is all about. And I feel like that's what the season's all about, feeling wholesome in some way. So, anyway, I love you guys, and you have a good night. Bye.